story, Ronnie Olson of the Shady Spring Tigers, going back to the state tournament for the fourth year in a row. Ronnie, that's something I think maybe even a decade ago nobody would have thought would happen here at Shady. Now it's kind of the expectation. On the game, you don't have a mark for probably 2 quarters. How tough was it going without him? And here's a guy who was playing his last game here and really didn't get to play much, still at 17 points.
I mean, it was tough because I felt like, he was kind of officiated unfairly because of his strength. He's a big kid, and sometimes he'll make contact, and sometimes they didn't even fall or have to falter. He just moved guys out of the way. But we played through it. That's going to happen. You got to play through that. It is what it is. You got to move on. You can't change it. But we've had challenges with foul trouble early in the year, and those guys just kept playing. I wasn't worried. I knew it was 10, and I know people were getting uneasy.
7. You got down to 7, 28.
And I felt like those guys have been in those positions this season, and they were able to sustain it. And I hate that, and I'll keep saying is why we hang our hat on defense, because we went so many possessions without scoring, more than I'd like at any point in time, and I sure in the heck hope we don't do it next week. But when you defend at a high rate like that, you're able to keep yourself in a game. You're going to go through funks like that, and then where we go, we hit a three, got a layup. And we were a little undisciplined with some of our layups underneath. I was disappointed with that. We've got to learn to finish. We've got to go at the backboard and finish.
I think it was 4 straight three. You had, it might have been, I'm not sure who hit the first one, but Jack hits a corner 3 to end the third. He hits another 3, and you get another one. All of a sudden, he goes from 7 to 19.
Yeah.
What was that stretch? I mean, how big was that stretch?
I mean, it was huge. And at the end of the third quarter, you're talking about to go from a 7-point game to 15 to 19 points, and that's what we do. That's, we talk about runs coming. And it did, and that team did a good job. Lewis County played hard. They played like it was their last game, and but so did we. And we're not going to never stop playing, and we're going to go at it. But that stretch was able to put them away. In the fourth quarter, we just never felt threatened. But that third quarter got a little hairy, a little bit of nerve-wracking. But I want that for next week.
Well, Jack said they haven't proved anything yet because they don't have the state championship.
Yep.
Moore has the state championship.
Yep.
Gavin was a freshman. I don't think he played too much on that team, and maybe he didn't rip, but he was on that team. How proud are you of these guys that haven't been there? They've only been on the 2. I know you hate to talk about the last 2, but they were on those 2 teams. How proud are you of them getting back and having another shot at it?
It's what you set your whole off season for. It's what it's what you do to set your program apart from everybody else. Is to set yourself going to Charleston and making those deep runs. And for them to talk about it, do it, and it come to fruition tonight is really special. For them, like you said, to not have a loss on this home court their whole careers. It's not anybody. You tell me somebody in the state of West Virginia, and I'll shake their hand. And they're happy. You got to enjoy the moment. We want to enjoy this moment. We want to enjoy cutting the nets down. And, enjoy taking pictures. You enjoy it. Okay, let's enjoy it tonight. I'll be on film tonight. We'll get game plans. We'll be watching what we got to watch. But fully ingrain yourself in what you've accomplished and enjoy that. And I've told those guys that sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in the success of our program and the success of your individualized and me as a coach to step back and enjoy everything that you've accomplished. And what they've accomplished is amazing. And a new season starts, and we got to get after it.
Well, it truly is a new season because it's one and done from all the way out now, and it was tonight too. But what do you think it means to these kids? Not like, Kai, your son, you got Bailey, you got Jack Williams, you got all these seniors, Bailey, all these guys. What do you think it means to them?
What it means?
Do you think they're ready for that moment?
100% they're ready. And I really feel like you sitting on the bench, and I make my guys get in huddles all the time, seeing what's transpired the last couple of years of the state tournament, being front and center on the bench, seeing the highest of highs, the net cutting, and being on the bench when you have the agony defeat to lose by 1 possession, 2 possessions, 2 straight years. They've seen it. Is it going to be enough to be continued, and we'll see next week. But I know they got the tools. I know they got the mental capacity. So this means a lot to them, and they're pumped for it.
Well, I asked you that to set up this. And last one, with Amar out as much as he was, I mean, Phillips have probably gone either way. They had opportunities,
Yeah.
and they didn't take advantage of them. Obviously, you don't want to see your star sitting on the bench with you for
No.
over 2 quarters. I mean, for them to push through without him, what kind of experience is that?
It gives them confidence. It gives them confidence because we know we're going to be put in tough situations next week. And they're going to look over at me. They're going to look at the bench like, we've been here before. We've been here. We know what we can do. And I know what they're capable of doing. There's plenty of times I take Amar out of the lineup in practice, and let's see what we can do. So, or Jackie, or Kai.
So you practice for this situation?
We practice for these situations because you can't. We control what you can control, and don't worry about what you can't, and just keep going. We talk about that all the time.
How do they do in practice without him in there? As good as they did tonight?
I mean, you could go back to a couple games where we were up 10, Amar's went out, and we pushed the lead out. Greenbrier East was one. So I have the utmost confidence in all those guys. Brady Johnston, Kai, Jalen. I also want to give a shout out to all the, Dave Cindy Realty and Elmel, who did a good job of packing our stands tonight, paying for the student section. That was amazing community support. This place was rocking. You couldn't hear anything. So our community, it was great. I'm happy they got a show. I didn't like it, but let's get on and move it on. Let's go to Charleston.
All right, Ronnie, I appreciate it.
Thank you.